Okay, so in this video I will present some of my main takeaways from this course. So, starting by the first topic, that is China's power. As can be seen on this map, China has become a global player, trading with all regions of the world. This huge Asian country has good numbers in terms of reducing poverty compared to the rest of the world. It was the country that most effectively removed people who were below the extreme poverty line. This graph shows China compared to other emerging markets of the world. Another very interesting fact about China can be seen on this graphic that was exposed in the presentation of one of the professor's guests. That shows that Chinese companies have achieved an effective technological development at levels never seen before. As can be seen, compared to other major American companies, they reach development levels really fast, much faster than those from the USA. But however, from my point of view, China currently poses great risks to world peace. Since from a few years ago it began to defend some of its interests in a less diplomatic way, in a more practical way. Some examples of this type of attitude can be seen in cases such as the South China Sea conflicts and some disagreements and impositions in special regions such as Hong Kong and Taiwan. The second topic I would like to expose is the US-China trade war. During classes, I was able to visualize the risks that the US-China trade war represents to the world. This disagreement between the two countries can generate major economic impacts, such as change on current global supply chain and decrease in all exports and imports. And the impact will be pretty special on emerging markets, which they are very dependent on those two major economies. Those two graphs shows the imports and export variations between 2018 and 2019, and it was negative. This shows that this trade war is already being put into practice. The third topic is why youth unemployment is so high. Some of the reasons for this high youth unemployment in recent years are lack of qualifications, geographical unemployment, real wage unemployment, lack of graduate jobs, and cyclical unemployment, and also cultural and social factors. Those are major topics related to the youth unemployment. And as can be seen in this graph, it shows that there are some really high numbers of really high percentages of youth unemployment in some countries. Well, the fourth topic is related to Africa. The financial sector developed differently in Africa. 57% of the population does not have any form of bank account, and considering this relevant aspect, some companies such as M-Pesa started some digital payment services, making Africa one of the first regions in the world to have this type of service. I find this peculiarity of the African region very interesting, and I really liked what was exposed by the South African Toby Shapshak, who said in his presentation of TED Talk that in Africa a lot is done with little when thinking about innovation. So the fifth topic is related to consumers in emerging markets. As can be seen in this very interesting chart, emerging markets are increasingly occupying a larger share of global consumption. Nearly half of the world's population will live in emerging markets cities by 2030. Economic growth is closely related with urbanization, as can be seen this graph right beside. By 2030, 46% of the emerging of world's population will be in emerging market cities. Over 90% of urban growth is taking place in the developing world, and also consumption in emerging market cities is on the rise. So it represents many market opportunities. The topic I will talk about now is healthcare system in Africa and Asia. This topic made me understand that there are many peculiarities related to health systems depending on the region of the world. The region that I studied the most for my presentations on Padlet was Southeast Asia, which is a region that private for-profit healthcare is deeply entrenched in this region. Many traditional health practices persist alongside the use of new medical technologies and pharmaceuticals. And also Southeast Asia is a very disaster-prone region in the world. And last but not least, the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on the world. Emerging markets have been tremendously impacted by this pandemic, with countries like Brazil and India presenting more than 4 million confirmed cases. The main impacts are well represented in the economy, with less investment and a collapse in the global supply chain. It is very sad to see how this pandemic has generated a tremendous impact, with jobs being lost and the increase of poverty. This impact can be seen in the graph, which also shows how it will take time for the world to recover from this pandemic. So this was my presentation. Thank you.